Hello friends, we will first of all see the humerus. It has a crest at its proximal part. Here we can see at the proximal end in the form of the deltoid ridge for the attachment of arm muscles. I would like to show you the original deltoid ridge. What is that actually? Let me see. At this side you can see somehow triangular area located at the anterolateral side, triangular part. It is known as deltoid ridge. Here the muscles of the arm is attached. This is the original, and these bones I am going to put in the bio laboratory. You can see it. And let me move on to one another thing. At the distal end, as a foramen, some of the pores and fossa of the khada, and a trochlear process. Here you can see trochlea. I am going to show it to you. So this is the proximal end, this is the head, which remain articulated in the glenoid cavity of scapula, and distal end, let me see this. So this part, this is trochlear part. This and radius and ulna, all three together constitute the joint of our elbow. So remember this thing. And this is fossa, khada, and some of the hall pores you will find here. From here blood vessel enter to it to supply the blood. In each and every bone this kind of the pores occurs. So this is the original bone you can see in the bio laboratory, humerus. This is its proximal end, and this is its distal end. Now this is scapula, which is flat and triangular, and you can see here this is acromion process, and acromion process can reach here. You find glenoid cavity in which the proximal part of the humerus articulates. Let me make articulation, how it articulates. This is the humor, ball and socket joint. This you can see it can move at 360 degree. So this is scapula and this is humerus, right? Nice. Now let me see the longest bone, and it is the femur. The head of the femur fit into the acetabulum of the pelvic girdle. This head will fit into the acetabulum, that is the cavity of the pelvic girdle in the coxal bone. Now here you can see at the proximal end we find trochanter. This is trochanter. What we could see in the humerus was trochlear. Here it is trochanter. This is for the attachment of the thigh muscles. And at the distal end of it, let me see, it's a distal end. Oh, longest bone. Distal end. So you can see here two condyles. These are the two condyles which articulate with triangular shaped patella and proximal part of the tibia to form knee of the ventral side. So my dear friends, in the MBBS you will come to know the name of this, all these parts, this part, this, see, all the names. There are so many names. I had gone through it, but it is very hard to remember in one time. ये सब का नाम रहेगा, इसके साथ अटैचमेंट जो मसल्स का है वो भी आएगा। तो अपने को अभी प्रैक्टिकल बुक में से क्या क्या देखना है, ट्रोकेंटर्स फॉर द अटैचमेंट ऑफ द थाई मसल्स, एंड सेकंड थिंग व्हाट वी आर टू सी इज दिस टू condyles. It's enough for us. Thank you. Moving on to vertebra. Each vertebra has a central hollow. This you can see, this is a central hollow portion called neural canal. This is called neural canal, in which what we find, nerve cord, or we can say spinal cord. Spinal cord would be the proper one. The first vertebra is called atlas, and it articulates with the occipital condyle of the skull. Now how it is formed? This is the centrum, uska main body, centrum. This is the neural spine, the main spine is the neural spine, and these are transverse processes. These 1, 2 and 3 names are given in your practical book, and if I show you this is the centrum, this is that hole. It is just like a boundary. This is L3, lumbar 3. Now in the MBBS you will find the name of each and every portion that you are watching here. So this is one vertebra. Naming, this is the main body, centrum, neural canal के अंदर रहता है स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. These two are transverse process, and this is neural spine.